Question 61. You have recently been hired by a semiconductor company as a project manager. Although you are the project manager, the company has assigned you to manage ongoing operations of the fabrication process. Based on your knowledge as a PMP certified project manager, you know that projects are, by definition, temporary and unique. According to PMI, managing ongoing operation is not considered a project. Why would the company utilize project managers to manage non-projects such as operation management? Operations management is considered a project if the organization is a functional organization. Although operations management is not considered a project, an organization can apply project management techniques to it. None of the choices are correct. Operations management is considered a project if the organization is properly projectized. Answer B is a correct choice. Although operations management is not considered a project, an organization can apply project management techniques to it. Question 62. You are a project manager for an information technology division of a large financial services brokerage in the United States. Due to the new regulatory requirements enacted by Sarbanes-Oxley, you have been assigned to audit all IT systems to ensure compliance. You need to ensure that all data stored in the database is encrypted to ensure confidentiality. You need to ensure that all users are properly authenticated. You also need to verify that authorization to confidential financial information follows the least privilege principle. This project came about as a result of which of the following needs? Risk mitigation, technological advance, customer request, legal requirements. Answer D is a correct choice. Legal requirements. Question 63. You are the project manager at XYZ Software Corp., a U.S. software developing enterprise for human resource applications. You have been asked to reduce the company's engineering cost by developing an offshore software development center. Recently, the senior VP of engineering has expressed concerns over the project plan. His concern is that if the project is implemented as planned, he'll have to lay off a substantial portion number of US-based software engineers. The organizational impact of the layoff is substantial and was not taken into consideration during the project planning. However, the project sponsor wants you to continue as originally planned. The project sponsor insists that any deviation from the plan would result in poor product quality and would cause customers to suffer. As the project manager, what should you do? Based on the input from the senior VP, you should file a change request item to adjust the project plan accordingly. The conflict between the project stakeholders should be resolved in favor of the customer. Since the impact of the layoffs was not taken into account during project planning, the project should be indefinitely postponed until the impact can be thoroughly examined. The conflict between the project sponsor and senior VP should be resolved in favor of the project sponsor. Answer B is a correct choice. The conflict between the project stakeholders should be resolved in favor of the customer. Question 64. During what phase of the project life cycle is the level of risk and uncertainty the highest? Controlling, executing, initiating, planning. Answer C is the correct choice. Initiating. Question 65. You have been recently hired to be a project manager at a software company to develop the next generation antivirus software program. This project requires significant coordination across multiple departments, from engineering to QA to manufacturing. You are concerned whether you'll have enough influence and authority to manage the project priorities across these various departments. What should you do in this situation? Focus on improving your assertiveness in order to influence the other departments. Negotiate with senior executives to obtain necessary levels of authority across the departments. Evaluate the organizational structure to understand your level of authority in managing the project. Enhance the project charter to officially grant you the authority you need to manage these separate departments. Answer C is the correct choice. Evaluate the organizational structure to understand your level of authority in managing the project. Question 66. Which of the following is not true of obtaining project plan approval? Until you obtain plan approval, you don't need to put changes to it through change control. Change control makes sure that only approved changes can make it into the approved plan. Only one person needs to approve the project management plan, and that's the project manager. It is important for the entire team to buy into the project management plan for it to be successful. Answer C is the correct choice. Only one person needs to approve the project management plan, and that's the project manager. Question 67. A team member approaches you with a change that could cut your schedule down by a month. What is the first thing you should do? Write up a change request and see if you can get it approved. Make the change. It's going to save time and nobody will want the project to take longer than it should. Figure out the impact on the scope of the work and the cost before you write up the change request. Tell the team member that you've already communicated the deadline for the project, so you can't make any changes now. Answer C is the correct choice. Figure out the impact on the scope of the work and the cost before you write up the change request. Question 68. Which of the following is not an output of the close project or phase process? Project closure documents, project management methodology, project files, formal acceptance documentation. Answer B is the correct choice. Project management methodology. Question 69. You are being hired to manage a highway construction project for a contractor working for Smith County. The sponsor is a project officer who works for the Smith municipal government. You have 3 separate teams working all 3 shifts with a separate foreman for each team. Each team has members from 2 different unions, and each union has its own representative. Who is the best person to approve the project charter? The project manager, the Smith County project officer, the team foreman, the 2 union representatives. B is a correct choice. The Smith Project Officer. Question 70. All of the following statements regarding configuration management are true except configuration management is used to identify the functional and physical characteristics of the product. Configuration management is used to report the change and its implementation status. Configuration management is a collection of procedures that describe how to submit change requests. Configuration management is used to audit the changes to verify conformance to requirements. Answer C is a correct choice. Configuration management is a collection of procedures that describe how to submit change requests.